Well, in New York, apparently. Joining us tonight to discuss this and much more, Patrice Onwuka. She is Senior Policy Analyst at the Independent Women's Forum. Great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Daily Caller News Foundation Editor-in-Chief, Christopher Bedford. Christopher, good to see you.
Good evening.
Let's start with, what is Cuomo doing? What are the Democrats in this country doing at the state level? They are anti-citizen. They're pro-illegal immigrant. It's stunning stuff to watch, whether it's New York, it's California, it's Illinois, wherever it may be.
From sanctuary cities to some of these policies, I think they're putting illegal immigrants ahead of citizens, as you recognized. But they're also trying to conflate all immigrants together. I'm an immigrant. I'm also a naturalized citizen, and I'm a woman. And I'm concerned when I see efforts that elevate illegal immigration and say, you know what, as an illegal immigrant, you can come here, you can enjoy all of the benefits of regular citizens and legal residents, and suffer none of the penalties.
Or in some cases, more benefits.
Or in some cases, more. And it's concerning.
Chris, what do you think?
I think it's pretty crazy and lacking a sense of irony here in New York to say that their courthouses and their jails are not places where the law will be enforced. That's a really strange thing. And I understand Cuomo, he's trying to say that this frightens people out of coming there and testifying, and it leads to more crime in illegal communities, so they're just not going to enforce the law. But in reality, I think he's just pandering. He's going left with a lot of the Democratic Party. He's helping to lead it, and he's trying to go to his base here, and it's pretty see-through.
But he's also out of step with, I think, where regular Americans are. Rasmussen Poland just today finds that 3 out of 4 Americans say, you know what, you should have to prove that you are here legally, not, just be accepted and just because you arrive here.
Do you think that the Republican Party understands that it has to work right now, diligently, feverishly, to assure the integrity of the 2020 election?
I would hope they do. I think coming out of the Mueller report, we understand that Russia did try to tamper with our elections. They did not change the result, and I think that's important to underscore. But that doesn't mean that our electoral system is safe. President Obama thought it was, but I think we've seen that it's not, and he didn't take those concerns seriously from Russia.
Yeah, I think Patrice makes a very important point, and Chris, the real intervention in our elections was by the Democrats. They stole the midterm elections. It's now clear as a result of the investigation of Robert Mueller and his 17 angry Democrats. What that has revealed is that they knew there was no collusion and did not tell the American people about it months in advance of that midterm election.
And that's one of the big fibs here is the Russians aren't even really accused of actually tampering with the election as much as trying to influence it. Now, foreign countries, especially Russia, have been trying to influence American politics since the Communist Party of the USA almost a century ago. This is a long time coming. They've always tried to impact who they thought would be elected in the U.S. That doesn't undermine our system of democracy because we have checks and balances. The Democrats, no matter what Republicans try to do or anyone tries to do to safeguard the election, this is something they're holding on to, basically truthers at this point, to try and undermine what the Republican authority is here.
And why aren't the Republicans? Well, I know why the national left-wing media isn't, but it should be a matter of daily statement that the radical Dems stole the election through the good offices of Robert Mueller and the independent counsel, the special counsel, I should say. And there's no controversy about it. There's no outrage about it. But it's staring everybody in the face. Robert Mueller knew there was no collusion, and yet not a soul seems to be willing to stand up and say the Democrats stole the midterm election.
Well, I think they're concerned. I think they don't want the kind of blowback of having an investigation into the investigation could have. But,
well,
but
I
at
sure
this
hope
point,
that they better learn that it's time for blowback, as you put it, because this is a damn war.
Well, you know what? I think the American people deserve to understand exactly why there was an investigation to begin with. Where was the source of this information? Was it? We understand how it was paid for. We know what campaign it came from. But who was involved? What administration officials were in? Previous administration officials were involved. I think Americans do want to understand that. I think there's some hesitancy and worry that another investigation could, people would be fatigued with it.
Chris, you get the last word.
I think the Democrats would be wise to move on from this issue because that's not what they got sent here to do. And a lot of the country is not that interested in Mueller. They're much more interested in the economy and jobs and security.
We've got that. We've got that, don't we?
We do.
Thank
We
you,
do.
Mr. President. Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. President. Now, let's go get the SOBs who started the witch hunt. Christopher Bedford, thanks so much. You didn't like that, did you, Chris? Christopher
I did.
Bedford, good to see you. Patrice Onwuka, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate